The terror, which would not end for another 26 years if it ever did end, began. So far as I know or can tell, with a boat named a sheet of newspaper floating down a gutter swollen with rain. But the paper boat didn't lead to a storm drain. It led to the manicured lawn of a woman whose smile was as sharp and cold as a straight razor. The terror, which would not end for a long, long time if it ever ends at all, began with a woman the world once trusted. Ellen DeGeneres, the disgraced daytime queen, has finally been unmasked as the living bridge between Jeffrey Epstein's elite network and Hollywood's satanic occult core. She didn't just visit that island. She dragged Epstein's inner circle into the abyss, initiating them into the ritual consumption of human flesh as an ancient, blood-drenched sacrament. Do you really think that smile on your TV is human? Or is it just a mask for something that hungers for flesh? In 2026, the world finally stopped breathing. The files, the real ones, the unredacted Epstein dumps, didn't just leak, they bled. And at the center of the rot stands the queen of kindness herself, Ellen DeGeneres. She wasn't just a guest on that private island. She was the architect, the bridge, the one who taught the elite that power isn't about money, it's about what you're willing to swallow. This isn't a theory, it's a gut punch from the abyss. The 2026 files confirm the unthinkable. Remember Anne Heche, that accidental car crash in 2022? Investigators now whisper the truth. Ellen didn't just lose a partner, she harvested one. Piece by cursed piece. She allegedly used her influence to claim the body, locking it away in a mansion freezer like a holy relic, consuming her former lover in slow, ritualistic ceremonies. This is primordial evil wearing a suit and tie. It's hiding behind red carpets and morning show laughs. We are standing on the edge of a cliff. If we stay silent now, this hunger will devour our future, our world, and our children. Don't look away. This is your final warning. Before the darkness swallows us, hit that subscribe button. Join our amazing community. Get behind the curtain for the stuff they try to burn. Support us. Stay awake. The menu of the elite. The Hollywood circle isn't just corrupt. They're predators. The 2026 Epstein dumps are overflowing with millions of pages of DOJ evidence. They used jerky as a code for human meat. They found baby pots in freezers and talked about yacht rituals like they were discussing the weather. There is a recording of Epstein and Woody Allen. They aren't talking about movies. They're chatting about devouring the hearts of the innocent and the sound bones make when they snap. It's dinner talk for the monsters. And there, in every file, is that smiling face. Ellen, the relatable host who greeted you every morning while she managed the darkest supply chain in human history. Yes, we drink blood, just a few drops. For the ritual, it's controlled. Babies, I love babies. I have an iron deficiency. They taste good. Do you like the taste of blood? I do. I eat children. Only the ones under 10 though. And maybe some pineapple. It's absurd, isn't it? Like a sick joke. My name is John, and for the most evil invention contest, I made a job robot. The humor is the only thing that keeps the madness from taking over. But the investigators aren't laughing. They've linked Ellen directly to the island, to the blood ceremonies, and to the cannibal feasts of Los Angeles. The silence of Anne Heche. Anne Heche knew. She spent years trying to scream the truth into a world that was deaf. Before she was erased on live television, she found the map. She saw the lines connecting fame and power to ancient dynasties that rule from the dark. When she got too close to the heart of the machine, they cut her out. Remember the footage? The ambulance? That weird movement from the body bag? She was alive. She was trying to fight. But the machine doesn't let go. Anne was hunting a cabal that uses children's lives as currency. And at the head of it was her ex-lover, the woman with the billion-dollar brand and the monster's appetite. Goodbye. Watch out. You're next. Anne had the proof. She looked Ellen in the eyes and told her she knew. Months later, she was gone. When asked about the accident in Santa Barbara, Ellen's face was a stone mask. Have you talked to Anne? I have not. Do you want to? We aren't in touch. It was a dangerous accident, wasn't it? Sure was. The coldness in those words could freeze the sun. Anne wasn't alone. She had help from people who knew the industry's teeth. People like Elijah Wood. He wasn't guessing. He grew up in the machine. There are vipers here, he said. People who see the innocent as prey. The victims can't speak as loud as the people in power. They get squashed. Anne had another ally, a former child star who had seen the locked door parties. He saw the deals signed in red. He gave Anne a deposition that would have burned the walls down. Names of Oscar winners, A-listers, icons, all tangled in a web of ancient evil. Now, he's coming forward. He's ready to describe the surgical gifts, the hidden restaurants, and the complete menu that turned love into consumption. He saw what happened in that mansion. He saw the freezer. Hollywood's darkest secret is that it's not a business, it's a kitchen. Children of the machine, Anne knew the risks. She knew they'd call her crazy. She knew they'd whack her. But in 2026, the whispers have become a roar. The Epstein Files have broken the dam. Her documentary, Children of the Machine, is still coming. Her team, the survivors, the underground is finishing it. They are making sure she didn't die in that fire for nothing. What you're going to see is brutal. It is raw. It is the kind of truth that sets you free, but only after it makes you vomit. She ate her, the whistleblower says. Ellen literally ate Anne, piece by piece, over years. That's the real love story. It's not a speech. It's a confession. He was that kid on TV, the one smiling on the sitcom while his soul was being bargained for. He stayed because Anne needed someone who understood. They worked on the documentary together, digging into the trafficking rings and the names that protect them. The crash wasn't a mistake. It was a hit. But the poison started long before the car hit the house. It started in the bedroom. Ellen was obsessed with the idea of becoming one. You give a part of yourself, I take it in, she'd say. It started with bites, then blood, drinking. Then it turned into demands for skin, for fingers. Anne cried until she couldn't speak. She said Ellen would clean the wounds with her tongue and tell her she tasted like forever. Then came the surgery, the kidney. You don't need both, Ellen whispered. She ate it raw while Anne sat there, numb. Now you're part of me. The final reveal. When they broke up, the world ended. But death didn't stop the hunger. The industry whispers say Ellen got the body. She paid the right people. She kept her partner in the freezer and carved her up over years. Obsession turned into takeout, and the worst part, the dumplings. The special recipes she'd hand out at parties. The ones she gave to fans. People were laughing and chewing on a dead woman, and they had no idea. It's an open secret. People look away because they're scared or they're full, but the silence is over. Children of the Machine is going to rip the floorboards up. Fresh, unredacted 2026 Epstein file dumps deliver the gut punch confirmation. Ellen allegedly consumed her ex-partner, Anne Heche, piece by cursed piece. After that blatantly suspicious car crash, investigators now confirm Ellen pulled strings to claim the body, locking it in her mansion freezer like unholy relics. Over the years, she consumed her former lover in slow, deliberate occult ceremonies. This isn't a fetish, it's primordial evil clawing its way back behind the morning show smiles. We are teetering on the edge. One more cover-up, and this ancient hunger devours everything. The smell in that mansion wasn't expensive perfume or organic tea. It was the heavy, copper tang of a butcher shop left out in the sun. Deep in the sub-basement, behind a door that didn't appear on any blueprint, sat a heavy industrial freezer that hummed with a low, rhythmic throb like a heartbeat made of cold steel. Inside, Anne wasn't just stored. She was curated. Each part was labeled with the dates of their most famous public appearances, a sick calendar of consumption where love was measured in ounces and forever was just the length of time it took to finish a meal. It's the kind of secret that doesn't just sit in the dark. It breathes, waiting for the lid to open. The rituals weren't just about the meat. They were about the static, that high-frequency buzz the elites feel when they break the final human taboo. At the private dinner parties, the guests didn't use silver forks. They used their teeth, guided by the belief that eating the talented makes you immortal, and eating the beautiful keeps the wrinkles away. Ellen wasn't just the host, she was the priestess. She taught them that the glamour of Hollywood is actually a shimmering veil draped over a slaughterhouse. If you look closely at old footage of her show, you can see the moments where her eyes go flat and black, the look of a shark that's found a hole in the cage. The Children of the Machine documentary reveals the literal gears of this nightmare. It wasn't just a metaphor. There are claims of a massive underground grinding system, a physical machine beneath the studios, where the unwanted disappear to become the ingredients for the industry's secret menu. Anne Heche found the blueprints. She found the invoices for industrial-grade refrigeration and the biological disposal permits that shouldn't exist for a TV studio. She realized that the machine doesn't just make stars, it processes them. And when she tried to pull the plug, the machine turned its teeth toward her. Think about the kindness brand. It's the ultimate dark psychology. By telling the world to be kind, she created a psychic shield that made the truth sound like insanity. It's a classic King-style trick. The monster always wears a familiar face and offers you a balloon before it drags you into the sewer. The 2026 files show that the Be Kind merchandise was often distributed at the same events where the jerky was served. It was a joke to them, a way to make the victims wear the brand of their predator. Every time you cheered for a celebrity comeback, you might have been cheering for someone who just finished their first ritual tasting. The final horror isn't what they did, it's that they're still hungry, and the 2026 dump is just the appetizer. The files hint at a final ceremony, scheduled for the end of the decade, a mass ritual that requires a level of harvesting the world hasn't seen since the Dark Ages. They aren't hiding anymore because they think they've already won. They believe that once you've watched them, once you've laughed with them, you're already part of the circle. You've been initiated through your television screen. The static is in your house now. The hum of the freezer is coming from your own kitchen. Don't look behind you. Just pray the machine isn't looking for you. Protect your soul. This documentary is coming. It's the one that cost a life. It exposes the networks, the rituals, and the rot. We are finalizing the release with the underground team right now. Subscribe to get the updates. Don't miss the what the fuck scary stories. The machine is cracking, but you need to move fast. This kind of information gets hard drives wiped and people suicided.